Hey folks, this is Kyle here with a new training video for you. This was training done today. It is the first paused deadlift session of my 3-week mesocycle, running the same program, the same basic macro cycle that I ran all of last year, which begins with a 3-week mesocycle. I train twice a week, so the frequency is high. 5 sets of 8 is the protocol for both sessions, and I do 2 general specific movements that I think will help carry over to my actual off the floor deadlift. For this mesocycle, it'll be the same as last one, which is paused deadlifts and deficit deadlifts. I don't necessarily think that those movements are going to have a direct carryover, but I I don't really have any movements that I would replace them with right now. Any movements that I think would benefit a perceived weakness on my deadlift. Frankly, as of right now, I don't really have a perceived weakness, so I don't have a problem that needs fixing. So instead, I've just opted for 2 movements that are going to force me to keep training weights low. And one way of keeping training weights low is to introduce isometric because you're using less weight, and another way is to introduce a deficit because, again, you're using less weight. Intensity, of course, is always relative, but if I can use lighter training weights, it just allows me to recover a little bit better and feel a little bit better going into the next mesocycle. So that's the reasoning behind that. I did, again, 5 sets of 8 on this day. It's the first week of a 3-week wave. I'll go 380, 410, 440. That'll be the progression. Overall, felt okay with these. I always do my pause deadlifts on a stiff bar. I always try and pause right at the bottom of my kneecap. And when I do my pause deadlifts, I have been working very seriously on, number one, making a slow break off of the floor. If you notice in competition, I tend to really snap into my deadlifts. And what happens once I reach a near max weight is when I do snap or jerk my deadlifts, my spinal position changes from the original position that I assume when I start my pull. So I snap, my arms and my shoulders are directly tethered to the bar, but the rest of my spine, my thoracic and my lumbar aren't. And so that change as I'm jerking off the floor is, number one, it's not conducive to the best deadlift possible, and it's also not conducive to long-term health. So it's something that I'm working on. I did a really good job this session breaking it slowly off the floor, not snapping into it, but pulling the slack out of the bar very quickly and then breaking that bar off the floor. I did a less good job of emphasizing my lockouts, and moving forward from this week, I really need to make sure that I'm pushing my hips through. I'm holding it for a second or even a split second at the top and really squeezing my glutes. Something that I did very well with in parts of last mesocycle, but I was just really lazy with it today. I think in part I got really excited about the bar speed because things moved really fast on my warm-ups and I was locking them out very fast. So I got lazy with my lockouts. Finished my last set with long pauses. I had Janice count 2 seconds for me just to make things more difficult and to have some fun with it. Keep checking in. More videos for you very soon.